What the? So y'all know it's not a miss.
Thank you, miss. Damn.
So that's cool.
It's alive!
Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So I've been driving the E90 to work every day. This has been my new daily. And it's alright. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. I installed the radio last time, and the radio is pretty awesome, pretty fun to use. So it makes my commute a little bit better. But the thing saves so much gas versus driving this thing, and it's seriously like, I could drive this thing to and from work all week, and at the end of the week still have like a quarter tank left, and this thing I have to fill it up twice. So I'm enjoying the extra gas mileage. But you know, the first day I drove it, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was different scenery and everything, and it just felt all right. The second day I drove it, something started happening, and I just started like twitching on my way to work and like scratching. I couldn't figure out what was going on to me, and then I realized it. I have an addiction to modding cars. I can't drive this car. It's too stock. So today we're gonna mod it. So I got some wheels. Got some really cheap wheels, but they look cool. And we're gonna throw some wheels on there, and I got a couple other things in the garage that we're gonna throw on there. And I had zero intentions on making E90 content, but like I said, man, it's just, you know, it looks too normal. It blends in so much in traffic, and you know when like you don't think about a car, and then when you do think about a car, then you see it everywhere. Like I see so many E90s out there on the road. I never realized how popular that car is between regular people. So I mean, I see my clone like 4 or 5 times a day. I'm like, okay, I got to do something. I got to be a little bit different. So got some wheels. Let's open them up, see what we got, and then go get tires and then see where this video takes us. All right, let's take a peek at these wheels, guys. Let's see what we're working with today. They're 19. They're big. 19 by 10s all around. Started doing a bunch of research to see what I could fit. 19 by 10s in the front is a little difficult to fit, but I think we can make it work. But let's see. The protector. And guys, we got everything on here. Good packaging. We got some T37s. No, they replicas, but I'm gonna keep them clean. Man, those are huge. Jesus. All right, so we're working with some T37 replicas. I think they look sick. I think they're gonna look good. I think they will fit. I can make them fit, but I got spacers for the front. I think you need a 10 mil spacer or a 5 mil spacer to fit the 19 by 10 in the front, so it doesn't touch the strut. I got spacers over there, so we should make it work. The brand is 969 something. The way I found these wheels, I actually went on fitmentindustries.com, and you know, Fitment Industries, you go in there, you put your car in, and they kind of give you a whole bunch of specs that kind of fit your car, or if not, real close, and make small adjustments like a little 5 mil spacer or something like that. So I actually went on there and I actually searched 19s. I couldn't decide if I wanted 18s or 19s, but I figured 19s fill the fenders the most. So I searched 19s, and then I sorted them lowest to highest, and that was actually the lowest. So those wheels look pretty good. Those wheels are like less than $700. I'm pretty sure they was like $680 or $692 for the set. So I'll take it. $700. Cool. Let's go get some tires, put these things on, and see what else we can do today. I'm gonna load the wheels up in this car and go to Global. I gotta drive this thing pretty often, keep it on its toes. I only drive it really for events, but you know, if you don't drive an E36 for 2 weeks at a time, it will break. That's a rule. And I'm still working on this thing, but having the time of my life. So that will all be explained in another video. Don't worry about it. And yes, that is a crank pulley. So having a joyful time. Now, I think the best thing about this is Sam probably has no idea what's going on. I mean, obviously she's seen some car parts start to, you know, pile up in the living room, but I don't think she knows they're for her car. So she probably just thinks they're for mine, just another build I'm doing or working on changing stuff. And so I think she'll be full-blown surprised. If she doesn't come outside while I'm working on the car, she'll be surprised. Even if she does come outside while I'm working on the car, she'll still be surprised. So this could be funny. All right, pulling up to Global, and look what I see. Another white E90 325 on those stock 16. That's what I'm saying, man. Too many copies out here, man. Too many duplicates out here. Didn't even get that all the way out. And look, there's a blocking right there. See what I'm saying? You see them everywhere once you notice them. We changing that today. About to put them things on it, boy. And a third. I cannot make this up, man. I can't make this up. Damn, E90s are everywhere. These guys, that's got wheels on it, but still, everywhere. Damn, god damn. So by now, you've probably seen this place a million times on my channel, but if you're new here, this is Global Tires Plus. I come here all the time for all my work, all the work that I don't do myself. They have all the tire. This is all tire side. There's all the tires. They have a whole bunch of tires. They order tires. I ordered tires yesterday, so they should be here today. And on the other side of the shop, they have two sides. That's where they do all the, you know, other maintenance and stuff like that. Like they even do motor swaps over there. So this is the place to go. And I've been coming here for at least 10 years. All right, guys, we are back home. Got tires on. They're 245, 35, 19. I actually did some research and tried to figure out how people run 19 by 10s in the front. And I found a blog or, you know, old forum post that someone's running 19 by 10, pretty much the exact same specs as these, and he ran that tire size and he said he was good, no rubbing or anything. So I'm pretty confident they'll fit. About to put them on there now. Normal people test fit first, but I bought tires first. Alright guys, this is how it looks so far. We're not done yet, but yeah, I know it sits up like a donk right now, put front and rear on, but it kind of leans to one side too, because the 16s, the stock wheels are still on the other side too, so it's leaning that way, so makes the gap a little bit bigger than it should be. But yeah, as far as fitment, yeah, no problem. No problem. So these are 19 by 10 plus 35 with the 5mm spacer, so it's plus 30. So if you have a, you know, a E90, you try to put some 19 by 10s on, you don't have to, but if you're thinking about it, they'll fit. 245, 35 tire, fits perfectly fine. So that's the specs of these. And like I said, I know it's like really high off the ground, so I thought about that. So I got lowering springs. All right, so these are H&R Sport springs. They make two versions. They make a Sport and a Race. The Sport is like a 1.3 inch drop, and the Race I think is a 2 inch or 2.1. I didn't want to go with that much of a drop because I didn't know how to do with 19s, and secondly, you know, this is Sam's car. She's gonna want to drive it too. Me, I don't care about, I'll be as low as I want to be, but Sam, she ain't used to low cars, so I don't want her messing it up. So it should be fine with the 1.3 inch drop with that. So let's go ahead and change out these springs. Never did this before. Willing to learn. I do have spring compressors though, I do know that. So I know there's three nuts at the top that'll drop that down, and it looks like there's a bracket for the shifter linkage right here, and probably loosen that, and then I just compress the spring, and then I can actually pull it out. I don't have to take the whole thing out. If I wanted to, looks like I just take this out and pull it up, but I don't think I have to take this whole thing out. I should be able to just lean it forward and, you know, then unzip the top hat, put the new spring in there, compress the spring, put everything back, and then push it back in place. And maybe this won't be a hard job. Rear, I don't know, we'll figure out when we get there. But looking around, that's what I see. So let's see. Alright, sorry for disappearing on you guys, but I had to figure this out. So it's actually not too difficult. So first off, make sure you put both sides of the car in the air, because it's going to be connected to your sway bar. So once you lift up one side, you know, the other side has to do the same thing. So make sure both sides are in the air so you can remove your sway bar linkage. This was through here, and it was through here. And that was, you hold it with I think it was a 16 and a 16 on both sides. And then you take that out, you pop that out. Do your 13s at the top. So you have 3 13s and also a E14, I believe. This was here because you got to get to that bottom one. You use a wrench for the bottom one. Don't have room for a socket, and that way you can lift that up and get that out of there. Pretty sure it was E14. Yeah, E14 for that. And you put your spring compressors on at the very top and at the very bottom. Compress them as much as you can, and it compresses the shock, and then you can actually just pull it out. So yeah, now we're gonna take this thing off. So there's a cap right here. Make sure to leave these things on because you're gonna need these to like save your life. If you don't, smack you in the face. So I don't know what size that is. Let's find out, shall we? It looks like a 16. It's not. 17. Of course not. Let me be wrong on camera 3 times. 4 times. Oh my god, seriously, what fucking size is this thing? Alright, and the magic number is 21. So we take the 21. Now we're going to zip this thing off. Pull the top hat off. Spring is still compressed because your spring compressors. You're going to pull all these little things off. I guess try to keep them in the same order they were. Because we're going to reuse this. It looks funny. And yeah, so now we gotta slowly unspring our compressor and then take this off and then swap in our aftermarket spring, compress it, and just reverse. One side popped off. Things are so scary, even with the right tools. Alright, and then the aftermarket boys go in. They have a stop right here, so you match up. This looks like the bottom. You actually rotate them so they stop at this point right here. Slide this bad boy in there. This will go on the top, and then you have to compress this down just like before. There we go. Plenty of space. Put that 21 back on. I'm like too compressed now, so now it doesn't actually torque. It's just in there. But it's bottomed out, so that's where it's supposed to be. So once I loosen that, it'll stay. So let's go ahead and push this thing back in there, and then we'll loosen these things, and that's gonna be it. Or maybe I can loosen them now. They are smaller springs, so maybe I'll go in there without spring compressors. Because I mean, these things are huge. Look at the old ones. Can't even get them all on screen. So I think without spring compressors, they should be. We'll see. I don't know. I'm curious now. Without spring compressors, let's see. On there. Let's see if it'll go in there. Oh. Bam. Perfect. I can line this up. Aha, gotcha. Alright guys, we are officially lowered on both sides. I actually went inside to charge my camera, and while I was doing that I went ahead and installed the springs on this side too, so everything's complete, everything's put back together. Also, I noticed when I was putting the top nuts back in, these lines are actually slotted, so I actually just moved it all the way in, so it's like, I guess it's max negative camber right now, probably like 1.5 degrees or something, nothing crazy, but just give me a little bit of extra insurance for the camber to make sure the front should be good over bumps and stuff, but I think it should be good. So now we got to work on the rear. All right, before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and install some lug studs, because I hate lug bolts. I hate these things with a passion. First of all, it's a pain in the ass trying to balance a wheel on there and trying to thread this, especially when you have a spacer on, because you have even less space. And when you have spacer on, every time you add a spacer, you have to have a longer stud. And if you have a stud that's too long, it threads into the back of the hub and then you can't turn the wheel. So if you're in a situation where you're running like 10 mil spacers with the right bolts and you're rubbing and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take my 10 mil spacers off, boom, you put the bolt back in there and now your hub won't move. So it's a pain in the ass. With these, first of all, they're real simple to install. And I got the 90 millimeter ones, so they can run up to like a 25 mil spacer. And it's literally just, they literally just thread in here. Now there's Loctite. Let's see. They give you Loctite and it prevents vibration loosening and all that stuff. So you put that on there, put that on here. You just tighten this with an Allen key and it literally just threads in like that. That's it. And it bottoms out. And then you take a lug bolt and there you go. It's so simple, so simple. It's easy to put wheels on and you can run spacers in and out whenever you need to. I have spacers on this car, 15 mils in the front, 20 mils in the rear, and I have lug studs and I got plenty of thread. I also have no spacers on there, but I also have lug studs on here. But you see, even when I don't have lug studs, I mean, they just poke out a little bit, but they look kind of cool. So spacers or no spacers, you can do whatever you want. So let's get these on here. All right, time for this super simple install. You just take a little bit of drip and put it in there. Like I said, this is hand tight because it's only like 15 pounds of torque. It's not a lot. So take your Allen, I think this is a 5, and just, that should be about 15 pounds right there. That's it. That's all you do. It's gonna make my whole life easier. Alright, let's put this thing on the ground now. Spacer. Voila. So much easier. Ooh, that's definitely lower than before. Definitely lower. I can't talk. Definitely lower than before. Damn, bruh. I still gotta do the rear, but that looks sick. Damn. That actually looks pretty sick. And then I still gotta do the rear, and it will actually settle too, because they are springs. Lowering springs, they take like a week or two to actually settle, so it actually go a little bit lower. So it'll probably start to tuck tire a little bit, but that's perfect. Like I said, fitment is on point. I'm good at math, man. Perfect. Let's see what these rears looking like. Our rear doesn't look too difficult. Looks like all I gotta do is just pretty much just drop this bucket right here and just maybe from there push it down and pull the spring out. Shocks, I'm not messing with the shocks. The shocks are stock. The shocks only have like 50-something thousand miles on it. This car only has 56,000 miles, so the shocks should be good for a while, even with lowering springs. And by the time I need shocks, I'll just go ahead and do coilovers. But looks like I just got these two bolts right here. one on each side, and the shock does have a bolt that's connected under here. Might do that, and that way the shock won't hold it. And but yeah, let's try to knock this out real quick because it's starting to get dark. I definitely thought I'd be done by now, but Global was super busy this morning, so I was there for quite some time. And you know, they're always busy on Saturdays, but normally when I go to Global on Saturdays, I go there like as soon as they open, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. But I kind of slept in today, so I'm paying for it now. But let's try to knock this out before it gets dark and see what it looks like. Pry this bolt out. This ain't such a pain in the ass. Definitely easier than the front, but yes, it's just this bolt goes right here, and then it's 17 mil that goes on the bottom of the shock, and then it kind of comes down, and then now I gotta push this thing back in here and make it fit. Alright guys, it's actually the next day now. It got too dark last night when I was working on the car, but I was having a little bit of problem putting that bolt in from the bottom of the bucket. It was hard to take out, but after I got it out, you know, putting it back in was like 5 times as hard. So that's when, you know, it took me a while. It took me like an hour to get that bolt back in. By then it was like pitch black, so then I had to put my lights under the car and stuff. But then I went to the other side and went ahead and swapped that rear spring. Everything went perfectly fine on that side. It took me like 6 minutes to do that. So car's done now. Car's done. Took it for a test drive last night. Rubs a little bit, front and rear. The rear rubs because I put a 25 mil spacer on the rear, because the rear has a lot more room than the front. So I'll probably have to take that back off, maybe put like a 15 or a 10 or something. But the front, it rubs just a little bit. It's not terrible. It's not too much to worry about. It's not going to pop a tire or anything like that. But I mean, just on some hard bumps, it does rub a little bit. But it's fine. It looks good. Looks super good. Sam kind of sees I'm working on this car. I don't think she saw what it looks like, but she told me she kind of looked through the window and saw me working on this car. But from that angle, you can't really tell exactly what's done to it. But she's going to actually come downstairs and look at it in a minute. I got to do one more thing though. Got to do one more thing. It's supposed to be 2 more things, but one of the things is coming through FedEx and they kind of slow, so it ain't here yet. So let me do this other thing real quick and then we'll call Sam down. Alright, so one of the things that was supposed to come today, I bought some splitters, just off eBay, and it kind of just fits over that. And I think they're going to come black, but I'm going to paint them white, but I could at least like see what they look like, because there's like a little scratch right here. This is, like I said, the car came from an older couple, and they kind of hit some things, you know, and didn't really have the cleanest driving record. There's actually a dent on the hood too, and some scratches. But yeah, anyways, I want to change these grills because chrome grills are cool, but I want to get rid of these. So let's go ahead and switch these. I got some black grills. I'll go ahead and snap them into place right now. And bam, just like that, beautiful black grills. They look awesome. They're actually double slatted, kind of like the F30, so they're kind of newer looking. Gives the car a little bit of a new age look. Now I wish I could do something with these headlights. They're not the best, but probably just clean them up a little bit. I don't have to really go crazy. I don't plan on spending a whole bunch of money on this car, because didn't plan on spending anything on this car. But all we need is a splitter. Eventually I'll come in, I'll put that on, and then, but here we go. So this is what it looks like. Fitment's pretty spot on, I think. That looks really good. Like I said, this is the 25 mil spacer, so it actually does rub a little bit. Not enough. Me, I'll let it rub, but I don't know if Sam is fine with that much rub. But I mean, I'll just let her drive it and tell her turn the music up or something. But it really only rubs over bumps and crazy hard turns. But it looks pretty dope to me. I think that shit looks sick. That is a pretty nice, clean daily driver. Good gas mileage, all that. Got a cool radio in there now. I'm actually starting to love this car now. Ah. Ready to see it?
Yeah. You ready?
You ready to see it?
Nice.
Yeah.
The car? See, Daddy made our car? It needs tint so bad.
So tint. Yeah, that is what you wanted, so we definitely have to tint it. But
Yeah.
so tint. Supposed to be like a spoiler coming still. And then
Wait, these are with the headlights.
yes, definitely need to clean the
It's
headlights.
like old lady glasses.
Yeah, definitely plan on doing that. So we'll get that done, and then
Bumper.
I think you can do a whole bumper, but that's expensive. They do make like M3 replica bumpers that look really good on
Are you
there.
saying I'm not worth an expensive bumper? Or you just telling me?
I mean, I got, you know, some other projects I still got to work on.
I'm
So
not worried about your project. What do you think, Liv?
you like it?
Livy.
You riding in it every day. You better like it.
Yeah, I like how you fix it after you take it from me.
Well, I have an addiction, and it's called mods.
Okay.
So
So I'll just take it. You can drive my Mercedes now, and then when you get addicted to modifying that one, you let me know. I have a strategy now.
I'm tempted. I wonder if they make Brabus kits for it.
Probably not.
I'm the only way I can get that car is if you.
Alright guys, I think it's going to do it for this episode. I like it. I think Sam likes it. I think it looks really good. I don't know if I'll do any more mods to it. I didn't plan on doing these mods to it, so I don't know. We'll see if I get that itch again. But I mean, it does need a spoiler. Needs window tint. Then maybe side skirts, maybe rear diffuser. I don't know. Maybe yeah.
You just said I'm not
I mean,
doing much.
I know, but I just
You just listed off like.
I
You got a little scratch there? A little mod scratch? Let me put you in like MA Mods Anonymous.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. That's the car, and yeah, I'm no longer stock, so that's awesome. No more stock cars in the driveway. You're not doing that.
Yeah, because the Mercedes is on the curb.
Well, exactly, because it doesn't have wheels.
The wheels on it.
All right, so that'll do it for this one. See you guys later. Deuces.